Hello everyone, I'm Amatras Willful. Oh my goodness. I'm Amatras Willful and welcome back to Final Fantasy XIV. Wow, that was a thing. I'm sorry if I'm not as enthusiastic as I normally am. I'm kind of sick, so please bear with me while I go through this. Okay. Alphino! Hi.
We have traveled some several thousand miles across the sea from the nation of Doma, in hopes that we might find sanctuary in these lands.
Sanctuary, Lady Yugiri?
Sanctuary.
Aye. Lying within Othard, Doma was under the dominion of the Garlean Empire, as I'm sure you are aware. When the War of Succession broke out in Garlemald, we espied an opportunity to free ourselves from the yoke of imperial oppression and took up arms.
The wind just slammed my door shut and that scared the crap out of me. Oh my god.
Only to be crushed. And so I gathered what few Domans escaped the reckoning and guided them hither to your shores.
A war of succession? Then the Emperor... Forgive me. You said that Doma was under Imperial rule, did you not?
Yeah, she did.
Doma is gone. Razed to the ground as an example to the other provinces.
Oh.
12 have mercy. And your people?
On a ship anchored in Vesper Bay, flying borrowed colors. Many were complicit in the rebellion, or akin to those who were. They will not come ashore until I send word that it is safe to do so. I sought an audience with your rulers, but was summarily refused.
The lords of Ul'dah are not wont to entertain foreign refugees without suitable encouragement.
That is true. They're kind of assholes that way.
Mayhap I was foolish to expect otherwise, but our supplies run low and we have young ones in urgent need of care.
Aww.
I have seen the tents outside the gates, however. We are not the first to seek asylum, nor will we be the last.
That's true. Shutting the window.
Be that as it may, Ul'dah is no friend to Garlemald. Your tale would stir the hearts of many men and women here.
That is true.
The Sultana and the Syndicate will not be so easily swayed, but I shall see that you are granted an opportunity to plead your case.
This is within your power?
Yeah, it is.
Well, far be it from me to boast, but I do have the ear of certain influential individuals.
I am in your debt.
Lady Yugiri, forgive me for observing, but your choice of attire seems like to evoke feelings of mistrust.
Men are wont to fear the unfamiliar. We know this from experience. We seek only to spare the people of Ul'dah unnecessary disquiet.
I shall defer to your experience, then.
I thank you for your understanding.
It seems I have urgent business with the Flame General. I leave our guests in your capable hands.
Okie dokie. If I may, sir, as I said earlier, we have been at sea for several moons, and our supplies are all but spent. I have not the heart to repeat the tales of our tribulations, nor would it please you to listen to them, I think. Suffice it to say, however, sacrifices have been made. Though it shames me to beg for more than you have already offered, so much, desperation compels me. Gentle sir, if you or your associates could spare any provisions, anything at all, it will go a long way to lessen the suffering of my people. Okay, Mamori! Oh, that's a chair. That's a chair! Hells, why didn't you say so sooner, Cyrus? Of course I'll help them. You couldn't have picked a better day to tell the truth. A wealthy merchant and his entourage were due to have a banquet here on the Morrow Sea, but just sent word they can't come, meaning I've got a boatload of foodstuffs and no one to feed. Best of all, they paid for the lot in advance. Haha! Go and call on Faruda and Catherine at the Sapphire Avenue Exchange. Tell them I sent to ship the little prince's order to the Waken Sands. Oh, and if they argue, just show them those letters. That should set them straight. Okay. Okay, I can just walk there. Why didn't I go out the other door? I don't know. Let's go. Jump! Okay, let's see. There's you. Choosing the business of feeding refugees now? I ain't normally one to question Mistress Mahoney's judgment, but that doesn't seem wise to me. I'll not speak with the children, but if you ask me, any man who can't earn a crust deserves to go hungry. Yeah, rude. My, that's rather odd request. Mayhap you misheard her instructions. You know, you shouldn't encourage them like this. They'll start to expect it. You mark my words. Go back to Mamori. I'm getting a little bit of like here. Wonderful. They didn't give you any trouble, did they? Good. Now go and tell Yagiri it's all in hand. I dared not hope for such magnanimity, much less expect it. Mrs. Mahoney is generous indeed. I shall be sure to thank her most humbly. Lady Yagiri, I briefed the Flame General on your situation. I think you will be pleased with his reply. We have been granted an audience? Before the Sultana and the Syndicate both. We should return to the Royal Promenade at once. You have done so much for us, Master Alphino. I swear we shall return the favor. Naught is old, Lady Yagiri, for naught has been given. This small favor you fairly won with your words, and it is with words that you must win the favor of the Syndicate. Then I shall choose them with care. You will be accompanying us. You will be accompanying us, yes? Good. Your presence may serve to remind the Syndicate of the true meaning of philanthropy, and that nothing so unplentiful will be required of them, assuming the Domans are willing to earn their keep. Come, the Flame General awaits us on the Royal Promenade. This way. jump, jump, jump. Jumpity, jumpity, jump. A pleasure, Cyrith. The others are already inside. Let's not keep them waiting. Whew, bless me.
I, Yugiri of Domar, am honored to meet you at last, Your Grace. To mark this auspicious occasion, I should like to present to you the finest treasures our humble nation has to offer. Alas, the circumstances which have brought me here today have divested me of both time and dignity. I come before you as a pauper in direst need of aid, to request that you grant my people asylum.
I, Nanamo, 17th in the line of Ul, welcome you to our city. Be at ease, Lady Yugiri. Although I myself have heard the tale of your misfortune, I would ask that you recount it once more for the benefit of the others here present.
As you wish, Your Grace. For many years, my nation, Domar, suffered under the yoke of imperial rule, and my people yearned to be free. Thus, when a war of succession broke out in Garlemald, we sought to take advantage of the chaos and reclaim our liberty. Alas, our enemy proved less preoccupied than we had hoped, and our rebellion was put down in the most brutal fashion.
That does not surprise me. It's Garlemald.
Those who survived, how many do they number?
More than 200 souls huddle within the cramped confines of our own galleon's hold. Yet this figure accounts for but one of a number of ships which escaped the purge. It is my hope that you will allow us all to dwell within your walls. Should that prove unfeasible, however, I humbly ask that you accept as many of my people as your resources allow. Pray understand, we do not beg a boon, but propose instead an arrangement. We would serve as soldiers or tradesmen until our debt is repaid.
What are the Syndicate's opinions on this matter?
Yes.
I, for one, think it's a marvelous idea. Lady Yugiri and her people strike me as an industrious lot, and there are parts of the city which have yet to be fully restored. If they are willing to work, I see no reason not to let them.
The head of the Mirage Trust is not known for his generosity. He sees profit in this.
Yes, he does.
I agree. That said, these are foreign refugees. To admit them would require a formal resolution. Shall we call a vote?
The law is the law.
Lord Lolorito?
Tell me, are you blind or willfully ignorant? Even now, our streets are choked with the displaced victims of the Calamity and Alamigan refugees.
Yeah. there's also that.
They live hand to mouth, subsisting on aid provided by the immortal flames, the cost of which grows ever higher. The wealth of Ul'dah is not without limits, my friends. And need I remind you that these refugees are prone to violence and criminal activity? You have all read the reports, I think.
These are different refugees, though.
Without homes or employment, it is only a matter of time before men grow desperate and take that which they imagine has been unjustly denied them. Yet, knowing this, you would have us swell their ranks. Mayhap you think the brass blades and the flames are not hard-pressed enough?
Some say the chairman of the East Aldenard Trading Company passes Gil thrice daily. This may explain how he came to be the wealthiest man in Ul'dah. Or it may simply be that he's ruthless beyond reckoning.
Surely the Sultanate can support the few hundred Domans Lady Yugiri represents. That our resources have been taxed, I do not deny. But we are hardly in danger of financial collapse. I move that an exception be made.
An exception, Your Grace? I am suddenly reminded of a similar debate some years ago regarding a number of Alamigan refugees, if memory serves. What were your words that day? Yes. The law is the law. And so our visitors remained in Little Alamigo.
Ooh.
Mayhap our wise and benevolent Sultana would be so good as to enlighten us as to which other of our laws should not be upheld.
Mind your tongue, Lolorito.
My lord, I share your concern for the welfare of our great nation, but we must endeavor to take a longer view. You know as well as I that people can be a resource still more precious than gil.
Precious or not, they were never yet so reliable. And unlike those who frequent your establishment, I have no desire to gamble with my future.
Okay.
Uldar's greatest asset is, and has ever been, her material wealth. We risk this at our peril. One need only look to Teleji Adeleji's example for evidence of the danger in allowing sentiment to dictate policy. How far the vaunted Mirage have fallen, both in repute and profitability, since he began employing refugees.
How I choose to conduct my affairs is not your concern, my lord.
A proposal has been tabled. Given its urgency, I move we forego further debate and call a vote.
Thank you.
To accept the Doman refugees or not. Those in favor, I bid you remain. Those opposed, I bid you leave.
Bye. Oh. I'm sorry.
Would that it were within my power to welcome you and your people, Lady Yugiri. As you have observed, however, my authority in such matters is regrettably limited. Without the consent of the Syndicate, I cannot act.
I understand, Your Grace. And I appreciate all that you have done on our behalf.
You tried.
The nerve of the man! If that bastard had not forsaken the eastern trade route, Little Alamigo would now be thriving. Oh, that you should have traveled so far under such dire circumstances, only to be refused in this manner is utterly unconscionable. Pray, accept my sincerest apologies.
Now that the Empire no longer poses an immediate threat, they see little reason to maintain the pretense of unity. The Monitorists have grown especially defiant of late. Lord Lolorito most of all. But this is neither the time nor place for that discussion.
I guess, yeah. The hero's earrings. I'm missing, yeah. See, observe Lolorito is not afraid to speak his mind, nor is he like to change it. Often I wondered how a man so skilled at weighing the worth of things should be so incapable of seeing the value in people. Bah! I always no more words on him, not when the Domans are yet in need of aid. Everyone, follow me to the Hall of Flames. What are we doing? That looks like a mini Ganondorf. Okay, Albon, what are we doing? Do. Okay. Got that yesterday. I'm also doing a thing right now. I'm doing a thing right now. I'm recording. There you are. The syndicate has spoken, and I see no point in moving that. The syndicate has spoken, and I see no point in moving that. The matter be reconsidered. The monitors have made their position clear. Agreed. Ul'dah is not an option. Nor are Lemons or Gridania, I judge, given the state of their internal affairs. Which leaves our Doman friends confined to a ship. Gods, thought of them huddled in an airless hold with no hope for a better treatment. Would that I had more time to find an alternative. A place not bound by the concerns of the great nations. Ophelia, that is precisely what I wish to discuss. I understand the syndicate's decision, I do. We all wish to preserve that which is ours, especially when we believe it will be under siege. But I cannot meekly accept this judgment, not while my people suffer. Would it be out of the question for the Sultanate to accept us for a limited time? A week mayhap, or even just a few days. Excellent, I shall keep you informed. Lady Yugiri, I have a proposal, if you would hear it. Out with it, Master Alphino. The headquarters of my order, the Scions of the Seventh Dawn, stands in a place called Revenant's Toll, an outpost in Mordona. Like most outposts, it is frequented by mercenaries and other men of action, and lacks the comforts of well-established settlements. However, the leaders of Revenant's Toll have been doing their utmost to change that. To that end, they have need of able-bodied individuals willing to work as frontier hands. Hard labor, at least you doubt, with not safe food and shelter by way of reward. Terms not like those which you yourself propose, Lady Yugiri. Though I will not hear words said against our beloved Ul'dah, Revenant's Toll would offer certain advantages, the absence of unhelpful bureaucracy being the most obvious. If they can accommodate us all, we shall gladly accept. Master Alphino, once again I find myself in your debt. Pray do not thank me, my lady. The life of your people go to is one of hard labor and few comforts, as I told you. And before that, there remains the matter of how they may safely be borne to Revenant's Toll, which will be no small feat considering the distance and their present condition. Mayhap the Ul'dah Adventurers Guild can be of assistance. Look for me there anon, Sireth. I have to go back to the quicksand. Lady Yugiri, if you and your people would accompany me, we may discuss what aid the immortal flames can provide. I don't want to go back to the quicksand.